I lost you again. All right. Sydney, what's going on? Julian, what's going on?
Hey, Sean.
Okay. All right. So this one is going to be an open forum Q&A style. So I did get a few messages in the Discord while I was doing the admin stuff in the background. I guess a few people have deals that they need to underwrite, questions that they have. So we're going to address those here. Is it Amos?
Yeah, it's Amos.
Okay, cool. Mic working now?
Yeah, does it sound like it's working?
Yeah, I can hear you good. Oh crap! Unless you're talking right now, then no, I can't. It's like every time we get started, it bugs out. That's weird. I know it sounds like I'm trolling you. I'm not. All right, so I'm gonna just start talking once your mic starts working, dude. Sydney, Julian, do you guys have any questions?
Yes, I am Superstar H in the chat, and I was the one who DM'd you about. I started today, and I sent out some offers, and an agent sent me like a counter offer, and I don't really know what I'm doing with this creative finance stuff. So I was hoping you could maybe like walk me through if her offer was good, or I've been trying to use the Real Deal machine, but I don't know if I'm using it right. Like I just need somebody to walk me through it like one time, and then I think I can get it.
Okay, not a problem. We can definitely do that. Amos, it looks like you're working.
Does it sound better now?
It always sounds fine, but it seems like every time it's time to start going, it cuts out.
Yeah, I don't.
Yep, you cut out again.
It stays good.
All right, let's try it, and then if not, I'll help you. Sydney, I'll do yours, and then Amos, what we'll do is we'll just set something up where either you can just DM me the numbers and I can just underwrite it, or we'll figure it out. We'll definitely figure it out.
Oh.
All right, are you talking right now? Oh, I guess.
And
oh, there we go. All right, so what kind of deal is it? Is it a seller finance, sub two, hybrid?
It's Airbnb, or it's a short-term rental, and they sent me this that they earned in 2024 was around 74,000.
Okay.
And then they're asking, it was listed for like 385, and then I offered 420. And so when
Now, I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you anymore. But I'm just going to go off of what I remember you saying and then just chime back in when your mic starts working. All right. So, I need to know the taxes and the insurance for this property. I'll tell you what, dude. DM me the numbers on Discord. DM me. I need the purchase price, the taxes, the insurance. I have everything else. And then you can also DM me the numbers that either they've asked for or that you've already agreed on, and then I'll see what's up. I'll see what works.
Down, and then I'll just message you that stuff because my connection's bad.
Okay, no worries. All right, Sydney, what's up? What's your deal look like? What kind of deal is it?
Okay, can I write in the chat the terms that I sent to the agent and then the terms that she sent me back so that you could have the numbers and plug it in and stuff?
No, I'm just going to ask you. You can just
okay. That works too.
What is the total purchase price?
163, 350.
Okay, and then what's the seller financed amount?
You want what I suggested to her or what she suggested to me?
What she suggested to you.
Okay.
No, you know what? Give me what you suggested to her first.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
So I offered the 150 for seller finance amount. It was 151,915.
Okay.
Down payment 11,435.
Okay.
Monthly payment 510.
What'll it rent for?
I would have to pull up Redfin again. I'm looking at the email that I sent her.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds, okay?
All right. All right, looks like we got here's the info on that fourplex do Airbnb in Florida. Yeah, send it over. I'll take a look.
My gosh, my gosh, my gosh.
Amber, what's up? You got a question or do you want me to underwrite a deal?
Both. I can wait.
Okay.
Okay. You can hear me, Sean?
Yep.
Yes. So you asked me what would the monthly payment be?
The rent.
The
What
rent
was it
is
for?
$11.88.
Okay. And then are we paying any realtor commissions or has that not been brought up yet?
It wasn't brought up.
Okay. And then what are the taxes and the insurance?
The taxes was $18.66 and the insurance is $624.
All right. And you said the monthly payment was $510?
Yes.
All right. So that's what the deal looks like. Okay. Now what do they want?
They want a down payment of $19,900.
Mm-hmm.
The seller financed amount would be $143,450.
Okay.
She wants an interest rate of 8.24%, interest only. And then the term of that would be interest only for 5 years with a balloon. So I don't even know how I would be able to input that or.
No, you don't. The balloon's just a line item you put on the contract. What was the, explain the interest again?
8.24% interest only is what she wrote.
Okay.
It seems like she used AI to do this as well, but yeah. And then the monthly payment would be $985.
Okay.
So what does all of this? When I put it in, when I looked at the return key, it looked like this was a bad deal, but I don't.
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
It is.
It is with those terms. So let me show you kind of how to navigate this a little bit. And look, every deal is going to be different. It's going to be unique. That's why once you learn how to navigate the calculator, then you can just plug and play after that.
Okay.
So as it stands with your deal, even without the interest rate, which was absurd. It's not absurd. They just probably don't know that you're wholesaling it, or they don't know that you're wholesaling it to someone's going to do a buy and hold. But as it stands, just giving them an extra $19,000 as a down payment, that lowers your cash on cash return. So this number, have you watched the playlist yet?
Yes, I started watching. I haven't gotten through all of them, but I watched a lot of it.
Okay. So this needs to be between 10 and 12% at a minimum. And that's like bottom of the barrel type of deal. And then this, ideally, we want it as close to or under 10%.
Yeah.
Typically, it ranges between 10 and 15%, which is fine. And then you start to get nervous once it creeps up over 15%, and then you never want to go above 20.
Okay.
So in my opinion, even as this deal stands with just giving them more of a down payment, keeping the monthly payment the same, I don't think that this deal would work. Your entry fee percentage is really high. And here's another thing to look at too. Most times, and it doesn't always play this way, but a good indication if your deal is good is if your cash on cash return is higher than your entry fee percentage, or at least pretty close. You're 7% off on this one.
You said the cash on cash should be higher than the entry fee.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, that's a really good indication that your deal's in the right ballpark. If your cash on cash return is higher than your entry fee percentage, because you want your entry fee percentage to be as low as possible, and you want your cash on cash return and your cash flow to be as high as possible. Okay.
So would this be something that you would counter back with her after you figured out the numbers, or would you just not respond back?
Oh, no. I always, even if the numbers don't work, I still respond back, because you want to build relationships with these realtors, because because this deal doesn't work doesn't mean they can't send you another one in the future.
So would you just say that this deal doesn't work? Or
well, let me ask you this. Do they know that you're wholesaling it?
No, she's referring to me as an agent. She's like, thank you so much. It feels good to work with an agent who is open to other things or whatever. So she's like open to it. She responded to me in 20 minutes after I sent the offer. And it seems like she wants to get this done because the house has been on the market a lot. And I am an agent, but I'm not doing this as an agent.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, oh shit, I hope you're an agent, because that's illegal.
I am an agent.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. So you don't have to worry about that then. All right, then just let her now. So she doesn't, completely understand that you're wholesaling it though, right?
We didn't have any conversation. I just sent the offer and she sent the counter offer back.
Okay, so since you are an agent, I have no problem teaching you how to word it this way. So
Okay.
let them know that your buyers need to be, they're going to put a tenant in there. They need to be able to cash flow. And these terms do not allow cash flow.
Mhm.
So, and then what was it originally listed for?
It is listed for 119
And how long has it been on market?
for 92 days.
Yeah, I'm okay with the 160. Still 40 grand. Yeah, plus we built the interest into the, well, hold on a second. Okay, it's listed for 119.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really don't want to go that high. That's gonna fuck up the entry fee. Oh well. I want to see what it looks like.
Okay. That entry fee got higher.
Well, yeah, because I dropped the purchase price. But so if I were to do that, that's still too high. So then what if I did 15, 105? That's better. Because at least they're closer. You're only apart by 2%.
Mm-hmm.
That's better. You need to explain to them that that monthly payment, the down payment, it's messed up, but honestly, if you're okay not making 10 grand on the deal, maybe making 5, 6, or 7,
Mm-hmm.
then you're probably okay
Okay. I'm
on the
okay with
entry fee.
Mhm.
But that monthly payment, there's no way. This thing will only rent for $1,200 a month. So the max that we could do monthly, and here's how you figure that out for anyone who's new. Let me put this back to the way it was. It was like 163,500, right?
No, 163, 350.
Oh. What are you, stupid today?
A milli.
Okay. And then this was what did you originally have it at with the 11,000?
With the 11, 151, 915.
Okay. So 11,000. It was weird, right?
435.
How much?
11,435. And
Okay.
the monthly payment was 510.
All right. So then let me kick this back up to 10 so I can put it back to the way it was. All right. So that's okay. Realistically, actually, you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room in this one at all because you're just at $300 a month. Yeah, no, that's actually, no, 500 is the most you can do because your entry fee percentage, it's good. It's in between 10 and 15. I mean, the lower the better, but it's within range.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice, even though it's not by much, the cash on cash return percentage is higher than your entry fee percentage. But the next thing is you have to look at the cash flow. Most investors want to cash flow at least $300 a month. And this is exactly $300 a month. So even if I were to give the seller, hey, look, I can't give you 900 and whatever the hell you ask for, but I can give you 600, that kills the deal because now that's not enough cash flow for an investor to take it.
Where are you seeing that the cash flow would be $300?
If I change this to 510,
Mm-hmm.
then the yearly cash flow is 3,600
Oh,
divided
that's
by 12.
yearly cash flow.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
yearly.
didn't even realize that. Okay.
Sorry, everything in this
Over
side
there is yearly. Okay. Okay. So it seems like either it's my deal or no deal.
Right.
Okay.
And just let her know, hey,
Mhm.
my investors, they need to be able to cash flow. Your numbers don't cash flow, my numbers do. And unfortunately, I'm kind of maxed out because this property will only rent for $1,200. I can't change the rent. So, we can either do the deal the way it is or it can stay on market.
Okay. Or and then try to get the referrals. Or if you have any other
Yeah,
things.
absolutely. I would
Oh.
absolutely say let them know, hey, this one's not going to work. But
Mhm.
if you got anything else, I'd love to take a look at it. My investors will take a look at anything that doesn't need a full rehab.
Okay, perfect. And I don't want to take up too much time because I know other people have stuff. But Sean, you're saying it's okay that I'm an agent doing this.
What, wholesaling?
Yes. I'm not
Yeah.
even not wholesaling. I mean, like with seller financing specifically. I've only been doing like trying to do cash deals, but me being an agent, trying to work with other agents doing this, like that works in my benefit, you feel like?
Yeah. Yeah. Because real estate agents don't like wholesalers.
Yeah.
And so you can approach them as a real estate agent, and that's going to automatically drop their walls. Now even though you would say the exact same thing that anyone else on this call would say to them, same words, same program, same numbers.
Mhm.
The fact that we're wholesalers and you're a realtor, you already have an in. So yeah. But as far as it being like legal or illegal, it's not illegal for a real estate agent to do seller financing deals,
Yeah.
whether
No.
wholesaling them, keeping them. There's nothing wrong with that.
What confuses me is the payment part, right? Because I want to make the assignment fee, but then if I'm a realtor, she's going to assume that I want the commission, the 2.5 or 3% commission. So would I just say, no, I don't need that? Like,
No, what you'll let them know is you'll say, hey, I think for this property, I'm just going to end up wholesaling it to my investor. So don't worry about the buyer's end.
oh, okay. And that probably even works better for them because they probably will get to keep the entire commission.
If they want, they can. But you're only like, if they want you to cover the buyer's end of the commission, which they shouldn't because you're a realtor, so they shouldn't even ask you that.
Mhm.
But in either case, if you want to build into the deal real estate agent commission, you would put it here. And it'll affect your cash on cash return a little bit. So for this one, if it was our max, right?
Mhm.
What do we typically do? 3%. So if we were to do our max for this one, it would be like $4,900, 49 and some change. So you see how it raised our entry fee and it raised our entry fee percentage because it's now attached to what the buyer has to pay. So just kind of keep that in mind. So if for whatever reason the selling agent or the listing agent says, well, what about the buyer's end of the commission? We can cover some of it or all of it as long as it doesn't mess up the deal too much.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Sean. This has been really helpful.
No problem.
Okay.
Amber, what's up?
Hey, okay, so I sent you a screenshot of a mortgage statement.
Oh, the one 1956, right?
Nope. No.
You did. The monthly payment was 1956. Oh, this is a new one.
Yes.
Oh, I see. I didn't see this one. Okay.
So this is from the same realtor. And I'm kind of not necessarily discouraged because I'm not. But just in regards to him. So he had several different properties that he wanted to present to me, and like the first 3 or 4, one of them didn't have the information I needed. I showed you that.
Yep.
The other one was the 1956, and then this one, it's just not cash flowing. So I said that, I sent the screenshot, and he has me second guessing myself because he says, well, thank you. But I received offers for sub 2 on these, and he pretty much told me that I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I didn't respond yet because I'm not good when I feel like this. So
yeah,
I don't know how to respond, and I want to make sure I'm not tripping.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'll tell you like this. Is it still on market?
It is.
Must not have got too many good sub 2 offers now, did he?
This is true. Yeah, no, you're right. You're freaking right.
So, first of all, math, the reason why I love this calculator is because it's math. I love all calculators. I hate math, but I love calculators. You know why? Because I don't have to do the math. Yeah. This is math, dude. Like, if you've got other sub 2 offers from people who don't know how to do math or don't have this calculator, have at it. But you sure in the hell didn't take that offer, now did you? So I'm sitting here and I'm telling you the truth, not wasting your time. Say, hey, I'm not going to tell you that this deal is going to work, and then I don't. This is going to waste their time. This deal doesn't cash flow. My apologies. Let me know if you got another one. And you want to get upset? I wouldn't work with the guy. That sounds like you dodged a cannonball-sized bullet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, you're not doing anything wrong. This calculator is tuned in and has been responsible for closing hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of deals. It's just math.
Okay. Okay.
So I wouldn't harp on that at all.
Okay. And I mean, I obviously I've done enough hybrid. I know what the heck I'm doing. It's just I don't let people make me feel like I'm small. You know, like I have no idea what I'm talking about.
No. I completely get that. I was talking to my friend Ali like 2 weeks ago, and he's got that same issue. Stop letting them make you feel small. Are you small?
Mm-hmm. Technically I'm like 5'3", but it depends on who's asking.
So, all right, cool. So if I walked up to you and I said, hey, did you know that you're only 2 feet tall? No matter how many times I said it, no matter how hard I said it, is it true?
No.
Will it ever be true?
No.
So then what the fuck? Who cares what I say? Doesn't matter. And I know that's easier said than done because nobody's saying stuff to me. But you know what? You want help with that? Read that book I posted in the chat the other day.
I got you.
Read that. That's why I'm good at this. I mean, that's part of it. I'm crazy too, so there's that. But yeah, no, the calculator is just math. And when someone says something like that to me, I do exactly what I did when you said it to me. I remained silent and I took a step back mentally and emotionally, and I looked at it from a higher angle. And that higher angle gave me a red flag that says, well, if you got all these offers for sub 2, why is it still on market?
Why is it still listed? Yeah.
Right there, that told me everything I need to know. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So, okay, you're upset because you've had properties listed for a very long time. You're not getting the move. Your clients are probably breathing down your neck. You're stressed out. I get it, but don't take it out on me.
So what do I actually, because I don't want to burn the bridge, but I also don't care to keep it built. What do I say?
What did he say exactly?
He said, just a second. He said, thanks, I just received creative offers on all 3 from another person, just FYI.
Say, okay, good luck to you. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to take a look at in the future.
Okay.
Very simple.
Gotcha.
Or,
well, that's all I had.
You know what? If he's got that mentality, don't say good luck to you because he sounds ignorant enough to take offense to that and not understand what that actually means. Things get lost in text and emails sometimes. Say something like, say the Brady Bunch version of, that's awesome. I hope they close. Please let me know if you've got anything in the future you want me to take a look at.
Okay. So be nice, nasty. I can do that.
Yeah. Just do that. Just do that.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Julian, you had a question? You're done or no?
Boss, I just had more of a general question, not like on a specific deal.
Sure, go for it. That's what these are for. This is open forum. You guys can ask me anything you want about wholesaling.
Okay, so I think I am very quickly approaching the stage where on these calls, I feel like I'm all over the place in terms of mentally, I'm having to hold a lot of kind of not information, but like a lot of how do I say? So this deal is only possible to do this, and then like I'm thinking about 5 different people. I feel like when I'm talking to one person on the phone, and I'm thinking that I need to niche down like a lot sooner than what I thought. So like specifically talking to only 1 or 2 kinds of leads, where it's like I know 90% of the people that I talk to is like this guy has a vacant lot or is a landowner or whatever, or this guy's house is under 400,000 in this area and it's X, Y, and Z repairs. So like my main question is for A, cash offer, and B, let's say sub 2, like what are in your opinion like the best, most simplest filters to use like when looking for initial like leads to talk to, so you're not struggling on the back end? Are you talking about on market or off market?
Are you talking about on market or off market?
That's another good question, but I'll say off market because that's what I've been doing.
So where are you pulling your list from? Like batch leads, PropWire, PropStream?
I have no accent callers. I'm with them. They've been giving me warm leads, and then also I've been using Deal Machine.
Okay. So how many leads a day are you getting?
It varies, but it's more or less 1 or 2. It's no more than 1 to 2, and that's like every other day. So it's like
So about one a day on average.
0.5 to 0.75 a day. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the market that you're in, that they're calling in, how big is the population?
It's. I mean, Atlanta, Georgia is pretty. I don't have the exact point. Look it up. Above 500,000.
It's how much?
Just the city is above 500,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then your market's good.
Yeah.
And then the filters that you're using right now, what kind of leads are you getting?
That's the problem. I'm getting stuff like very on both ends of the spectrum. So like a couple days ago, I got a fully gutted something in Macon, Georgia, an hour outside of the city center, an hour, 2 hours outside of the city center. And it was like, the asking price was like 40 or so K for it. And then I'm getting stuff, minutes close to the downtown area that the asking is, just a regular home buyer that they're asking 900,000, and it's like cash, right? So like the difference in me having to mentally be able to think about offers for both of those is like too extreme, I think, for me right now.
Okay. So you want to just focus on one type of property or one type of exit strategy?
Yeah, I think it's more so the exit strategy and then reverse engineering the property from that exit strategy, if that makes sense. Like 1 or 2. Like I think it's a good number.
Okay, good. So what exit strategy are you the best at?
Cash is what I'm most familiar with, of course. So cash, and then I want one creative that I could, sub to. Or how would you recommend going about it?
Let's see. It depends on which part of the underwriting or exit strategy process is going to overwhelm you least. So with a sub two is real easy. You got a mortgage? Cool. We'll take over the mortgage. We'll give you a little bit of money and you move on. That's cool. But now you need to talk to them enough to find out if they got a mortgage. Then you got to get their mortgage information. Some sellers have a little bit of issue giving that to, some random person they talk to over the phone. A way to get around that is, one, build rapport for as much time as you can before you ask for it. When you do ask for it, make it sound like your tone should be something like, this is business as usual. When you like this is weird. You're not gonna give it to me for real. That kind of attitude. And 2, not dumb it down a little bit. Make it a little less threatening. So instead of saying, I need to know what your mortgage balance, your interest rate, and what's your monthly payment, just throw the word approximate in front of that.
Right.
And take away the word need.
You want to know the like kind of line that I've been using so far?
What's that?
So I'll say, hey John, is there any mortgage or back taxes or liens that I have to worry about before I close that I'll have to pay off? Something along the lines of that is like what I said.
Oh yeah, that sounds like what I put in my video. Oh, wait a minute.
Probably.
You're an NAC, huh? Oh
yeah,
you saw that video. Okay, cool.
Good. So I'm trying, but I'm absorbed so much information, and I think I'm applying it okay, but I think I'm spread way too thin, and I'm not executing.
Okay, so if you're gonna do cash deals are fine, and then a good creative finance like companion to that is either going to be subject to or seller finance. And if you don't want to do both, because if you do both, then that can lead you into hybrid territory. So now there's another exit strategy. Yeah. It'll be determined on what you tell your cold callers or whoever's handling that, your equity filter. You're either going to want very high equity or very low equity. If you put very low equity, you'll get a lot of sub twos. If you put very high equity, you'll have a better probability of getting a lot of seller financing.
When you say very low, like what's like less than 20%? Like what's
That really depends on what you're comfortable negotiating. So if someone has a $200,000 mortgage and they want to sell their property for $220,000, then if you feel comfortable enough talking them down 10 grand, because you can only give them a max of 10%, which is 10 grand. If you have the ability to do that, then yeah, that's where you'd go. Now, if you put like me personally, if I have to do a subject to versus a hybrid, I don't like hybrids because there's a lot of people, even Amber knows, it's really hard for them to cash flow because you have to buy, you have to pay the seller's mortgage, and then you have to pay the seller, and then whatever's left, the buyer gets to keep. So I would much prefer to do a subject to. So me personally, I know that I can talk someone down a much bigger gap. So my low equity threshold would be bigger than if I didn't feel like I can talk someone down that big of a gap. Does that make sense?
yes, so
So that's going to be more up to you. If you've got whatever your ability is to negotiate, if it's not that great right now, then you want as little equity as possible.
okay, and then great, thank you. I think that helps a lot with sub 2. And then for cash, would you say that the best cash properties, reverse engineering it, the best cash properties for someone with like low to average negotiation skills would be turnkey or like investor friendly? Because my best conversations I've had is with people that say, hey, I own other properties and this is just one I have, and I'm a fix and flipper or whatever. All my conversations with regular homeowners have not gone well, I feel.
Then if that's your wheelhouse, those are the ones that I would target 100%. So then at that point, you're looking for sellers that have their properties under LLCs.
Correct.
Portfolio sellers, stuff like that.
Portfolio sellers. Got you. I think that's all the questions I have for now.
Okay, cool. Let me know if anything else comes up.
Got you.
Daryn, what's up, man?
Yo, oh, when it comes like, cause I have this like group home buyer or whatever, like how do how should I underwrite it when it comes to rent? Because do I just take the amount of beds and just cut into 4, divide the rent by 4 or something? I'm confused. Or can I go above like what it rent? Like let's say it rents out for 1,700, like a regular single family. Can I bump it up to like 25? Is it like 4 beds? If that makes sense.
That's a good question. That's a real good question. All right. So I want to make sure I understand so I can point you in the right direction. When you say it's a group home right now?
No, it just he's looking for a 4-bed, 2-bed, or that's a bare minimum.
He's looking for your buyer is looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah.
Oh hell, you should hit up Brandon. I think he's got one of those. Someone in Deal Sniper has a 4.2. I know. I just underwrote it like 2 days ago. Made the dispo mats. So if your buyer wants the property for a group home, then you shouldn't. When you're reverse wholesaling like that, which is what you're doing, ask him what he's going to rent it out for. Ask your buyer, hey, if I find you a 4.2, how much are you going to plan? How much are you going to make on it so that I can try and go find you a good deal? I want to make sure that I don't negotiate too high of a monthly payment, that sort of thing. You got to get the information from your buyer. You got to ask him what he's going to charge for that 4-bedroom, like per bed, or how he breaks it down. Just ask him, say, hey, look, I want to make sure I got my numbers right so I can negotiate a good deal for you. What are you going to be charging for that 4-bedroom once I find it? And then he'll tell you, and then use that right there, that number that he gives you or she gives you, that's going to be your LTR when you underwrite the deal and do your numbers for negotiating.
Yeah, because that's what I was kind of wondering. It's like if I come across like a 4-bed, 2-bath, then I'll probably think, oh shoot, I can sell this to a group home. But I was kind of confused about the rent and how he's gonna cash flow. But yeah, that makes sense. I gotta kind of ask.
Yeah, you just got he'll tell you, and then whatever number he tells you, again, that's what you put as the LTR. That's how you run your numbers.
Yeah. When it comes to because like recently I've been getting like real creative with these offers. So there's one guy, it's in Florida. I got an HOA, taxes high as shit. I think it's like 8,000.
Damn.
And he rents out his PITI is 2,300. I was looking at this as like a short term because it's by Disney World and all that. So
That's
it
a
can
good
rent
idea.
out. It could rent out for like 3,800, 4,000. But to be honest, I don't think it's not gonna cash flow like how a regular investor would want it. So I was thinking no monthly payments. I put 30K down. I was thinking put like 30K down and then wait and then refinance him like in later balloon. Like just pay him his remaining equity.
Yeah, you're talking about no interest, no payments for the balloon period, and then we just pay you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You got to talk the seller into taking that. But yeah, that's something I think someone, who the hell did that? I don't remember his name, but he just turned one in, I think a week ago. It's $125,000 per. Yep, it's $125,000 purchase price, like 8K down. It's a beautiful deal.
What?
Anyway, it's a 3-year balloon, no interest, no payments.
Wow.
So yeah, you can definitely do that. You just gotta obviously have the seller on board.
What I've realized, like, bro, buyers are so different. Like I was talking to Brandon, he was like, yeah, there's this one buyer. He's buying 30 properties a month.
Yeah.
And he only want like 100 like cash flow. Like he's fine with that. Like buyers are so different. Like everybody wants something. So you can, instead of, you know, doing it to a homestead buyer, you can really just do it to him. Or just what I'm trying to get at is like there's buyers for literally everything.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. See, for us and our team, we have the buyers that we've been cultivating for years, and then we're actually pretty strict because if we tell you guys, hey, this deal will probably move, we want it to move. You know, I don't want to look like an asshole to anybody. So the buyers that we've been working with, we've carved out our little niche. We know what we can move. We know what we can't. We know what our buyers will buy and what they won't. And the only thing that you need to do for anyone who wants to, be self-sufficient, I want to dispo my own deals, start doing that now and just start talking to people and asking them, what do you buy? What do you want? And you have to ask them in a way that's not just general. You have to get them thinking. Daryn, let me ask you a question. If you had $20,000 cash right now on a property, what kind of numbers would you what kind of cash on cash do you want where you're like, take my money? It'll wipe your bank account out, but you're like, take my money. What does that deal look like?
If it's cash flowing about 800 or 700 and above, you can take my 20,000. I'll put 20K down.
Perfect. I just wrote that down. So now, anytime a deal that's cash flowing $800 a month, that's close to 20 grand entry fee, I'm calling Daryn. Daryn, I found that deal for you. Take a look. $810 a month, positive cash flow. Run your numbers. Call me back.
I feel like my connections are growing so much. Like there's so much money to be made out here. Like
that's why I can't stand greedy people. Oh my God, I've been preaching that for years.
There's so much.
So much money to be made. You don't have to Game of Thrones people. We can all just have some. There's enough.
Literally everybody. That is, I don't know. I was just thinking that, like, it just blew my mind. There's so much money. Like,
So much.
So much.
It's fun. You start looking at things differently.
Yeah,
You start and then you'll start looking at everything differently. You'll start looking at your bills differently. You'll start looking at the prices of things differently. You'll start looking at you'll be walking around or driving around. You drive by a car dealership. You'll see a car like me. I'm going to buy a Jeep here pretty soon. I want one. I want to go up mountains and stuff. Every time I drive by a lot and I look at the prices of the Jeeps, 25, 26, 30,000, I'm like, that's 2 properties if I do that right. You know what I mean? You start looking at things differently.
That's exactly how I'd be thinking. Like, dang, if I had that money, I'd probably rather I could sell a finance deal and get like 10K down and probably get 2 properties out of that.
There you go. Yeah, that's the mental shift. And then it gets to the point where when you have a few properties, then you start looking at things the other way. I don't know how much, what was the not most expensive, like crazy people, but when the PS5 came out and like they were like sold out for a long time, how much were they?
Close to 900, like retail, 900, 800.
So now, I'm so glad you said that number. So now, that's 1 month of cash flow for you if you bought that $20,000 down property that we talked about for the example. So now you're looking at things like, can I afford that? Well, that's like 1 month for my property. Yeah, I can get it. Or no, I can't. You start looking at things differently. You start looking at what's an asset, what's going to make me money, and what's a liability, what's going to cost me money. And then you just start automatically separating them. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for this next month or 2 that's coming up.
You got a deal closing
tomorrow.
Oh, we got that interview coming, right?
Yeah, but we might have to push it back to Monday because there's a lot going on with the notary. And like, I don't think I will ever do a deal in Georgia again.
Brandon told me.
Like,
but you know what? You should be grateful. Yeah. When I first got into real estate, I was 21 years old and I started working for a loan officer company. I didn't know anything about being a loan officer. I was in school for some other stuff. And I started to notice that no matter how good I did, other people can mess up my deal. And the first deal that I ever did was hell on earth. Anything that could have gone wrong for a for a loan officer went wrong. And my mentor, Richard, who was a multi-billionaire, and that's billionaire with a B. He said, Shawnsters, why are you so upset? I said, this deal was nuts. He's like, I've been doing it for 3 months. I'm a little kid. I'm losing my mind, right? I'm not controlling my emotions very well. And he said, Shawnsters, it closed. And you see all these files on your desk, all these deals that you're about to work on, are any of them going to be as hard as that one? I said, absolutely not. He said, so what you're saying is the rest of your files are going to be super easy? And I took a step back and I thought about what he said. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I've already got anything that can go wrong. I know what to do. So now all the rest of my files, I'm never going to have that problem again because I got it out of the way early. So you're just doing the same thing. And what did you learn? I'm not doing Georgia anymore. Cool. No. I'm out that state. On to the next.
I think I'm strictly Texas and Florida.
There you go, Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's Jacksonville. I don't know. It's been getting real dangerous out there. Like, I used to live in Jacksonville, so
yeah, but people are buying.
Yeah,
they're buying them in Jacksonville. You can get it. Just stay away from anywhere that had flood damage because you have to add like an extra. I think it's $15 to $20 a square foot for rehab if it had flood damage from the storms they were getting down there. So be careful.
Actually, no, I take that back. Jacksonville was actually getting safer. Back, I don't know if you noticed, but back in like 2022, 2021, that's when it was bad. But all them people got hit with RICO cases, so they're in jail. So Jacksonville pretty safe now. I think so, kind of.
Well, then that's fantastic for the people out there. I look for stuff like that when I'm in a mood. I'm like, I'm kind of aggressive today. I'm going dancing. Anytime I say I'm going dancing, I'm going looking for one. Anyway, we got some more questions. Sorry, guys. I'm long-winded, and this training isn't going to have a whole lot of structure. Ebon, what can I do for you? And then Julian, and then Amber.
How you doing? How you doing, Sean?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
Good. quick question. You've done novations before?
Yeah.
Awesome. So when you sign the attorney in fact documentation,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to bringing the realtor in, are you signing the listing agreement, or is this original seller still signing the listing agreement?
The seller signing the original selling agreement.
Okay.
So when the seller signs their paperwork, they're going to be signing it with the real estate agent.
Okay.
Directly.
Got it. And then when it comes to my paperwork, how is that wrapped like into everything?
It should be. So the way that it should work, you should send if you haven't already, you should send your seller, if they've agreed to the novation, they know what's going on.
Yeah, they have.
Okay. So did you have them sign a contract?
Yeah, they already signed.
Was the attorney in fact in that contract?
They signed the agreement, and then I sent them a separate document with the attorney in fact.
Cool. Give both of those to the real estate agent, and then they'll put it into the paperwork where it needs to go, into their paperwork,
Perfect.
so that everything goes to title and escrow the way it's supposed to.
Makes sense. Perfect. Okay, second question. So I have another deal that I'm working on. And this is going to be pretty short. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah. Just we're recording, so careful what you
Yeah.
share.
Oh, that's true that we are recording. Well, anyways, so this is what I'll say. If anything in the document that I have for this specific this is the one that I've been working on in Texas, the one in Texas, right? So I've pretty much, we agreed, like we've been going back and forth for a minute, and he's had to go to his not to his realtor, but to his attorney to figure out, stuff. And he finally got back to me yesterday. He's like, look, if we can make this happen, like, I think we should be a go. Like, I just need to know if we can't, then I think we're gonna have to walk away. He's like, instead of making the purchase price $215, can we make it $220? And I was like, I mean, hell yeah, we can make it $220. But of course I was like, you know what, man, I got to get back with my investors. I have to see if that's possible, things of that nature. So it looks like I should be able to lock this up at $220, $900 a month, with $100 going to interest. And I remember you saying that when I would type that up, just put in like parentheses off to the side, like $800 is going to go to principal, and then $100 will be an interest payment, and then title will be able to pretty much fix that all up.
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Nope, good, man.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Not a problem. Let me know if you need anything else.
Appreciate it.
No worries. Julian, what's up?
Hey, Sean, I just wanted the part of the conversation from before on reverse wholesaling that sparked something on my mind. How I was asking about exit strategy before. That's another thing I've been thinking about, is how could I get better at, preemptively talking to buyers and getting a sense of what they need, and then just reverse engineering the entire process from there. And then I'll get smarter leads as well that way, because I'll already be mentally, thinking about, I know this is what this guy needs. I know this is what this guy has. So like, what other questions I wrote down? The first one you said, how much are you going to rent it out for if I find this property?
Oh, no. Hold on. That was deal specific for a rooming house.
Okay.
Or a group home.
Okay.
Because because the thing with a group home or a rooming house is, depending on if it's licensed, unlicensed, what purpose it is, the amounts of money it can make can go all over the place, and you can't account for all those things. I mean, you can if you've been doing it for a while, but in the beginning, no one wants to think about all that. So that's why you ask your buyer, hey, what are you going to do with it? How much are you going to make so I can bring you good numbers? Okay. But that's just for that situation. First of all, do you have buyers?
That's another thing. I don't have any vetted person that I can just call right now.
Okay. So here's what you should do. And here's what all of you guys should do. Take notes on this part. I don't know how long we've been. Oh, what is it? Okay. So we're like 50 minutes in. Okay. Remember that. All right. So go to Facebook if you have a Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook, say that at the end, and then you're going to have to do a couple extra steps. But log into Facebook, go to groups, and go to whatever city you're marketing in. And you're going to type that city in, and then you're going to type in keywords, investor, buyers, cash buyers, wholesaling, maybe not wholesaling, RIA groups, real estate investors, just anything. And then with whatever city you're actually doing this in. And then you're going to hit enter, and a butt ton of groups are going to pop up. And then you're going to join every single one of them. Then once you're in the group, some of them will make you wait. Some of them are going to have you, answer some questions before they let you in. Daryn, mute yourself real quick, dude.
Oh, shit.
So, they'll have you answer some questions before you join. Just obviously be honest, let them know what you're trying to do, adhere to the rules. But once you're allowed into the group, some of them will just let you join immediately. Then you want to go and look for other people listing their properties for sale. Other wholesalers, investors, it does not matter. You are scrolling through that group from the top until you're done. And you're looking for other people's postings about properties. You're looking for dispo material. There'll be a picture of the house, an asking price, ARV, terms, whatever. Then you're going to go to the comments of that posting. And you're going to look at all the people that say, I'm interested. DM me. Here's my email address. Send me more info. Anything like that. And then you're going to message every single one of those people. There's your start of your buyers list. And there's how you get into conversations with buyers. Because when you message them, you're going to say, hey, whatever their name, Mr. Buyer, I'm a local wholesaler in this market. I've been having a lot of success lately. I'd love to send you some deals. What are you looking for?
Perfect. Okay.
That's it. And then if they give you some generalized, vague-ass answer, ask for clarification. And the way that you do that is the way that the example that I did for Daryn. Let me ask you something, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. What kind of deal, what kind of numbers, what kind of property, what kind of situation, whatever word you want to put there. What kind of deal, when you see it, you're like, take my money. Those are the ones I want to bring you. What does that deal look like? Get specific. And then it's probably a good practice to ask at the end, hey, thank you so much for giving me that information. I really appreciate it. I don't want to send you anything that's going to waste your time. What's an absolute no deal for you? Like, you don't even want to see it. And then they'll tell you. And as depending on how good you are at tracking these buyers or taking notes, you track them, you take the notes, and then now you've got buy boxes starting.
Right.
And then you can either reverse wholesale for specific buyers, like, oh, I can get that, no problem. Oh, this is what they want. I can get that, no problem. I can negotiate those. Or you're wholesaling like normal. You come across one, and then as soon as you get a deal under contract, you just start going down your list and looking, who does this fit for? And then you call them. Hey, Julian, I just got one under contract. It's this, and this. From what I understand from our conversation before, this is kind of what you're looking for. Do you mind if I send it to you? Cool. What's your email address if you don't already have it? Or would you want me to text it to you? If you're emailing, you want me to email it to you, or can we just hop on the phone real quick? What's your phone number? Now you've got their cell phone number. If you feel weird about asking people for their cell phone number, just say, hey, I'm going to shoot you a text real quick with all the information. What's your number? That's a much smoother and simpler way of doing it. Takes the edge off.
Okay, so there's no need on my end to kind of filter it. When I'm initially asking them what they're looking for, there's no need to be like, what kind of, fix and flip properties are you interested, or what kind of land deals are good for you? Just literally just keep it general and let them specify what they're looking for. Yeah, absolutely. Because think of the list that you can go through. Hey, Julian, what kind of deals do you like to buy? Do you like cash deals? Do you like seller finance? Do you like land? Do you like commercial? Do you want multifamilies? Do you only like duplexes? What about commercial properties like warehouses, strip malls? You good with that? You see that list? Nah, man. Hey, Julian, what do you want?
What kind of deals do you want? That's so much easier. And you don't have to word it the way that I word it, but the same point should be, just very general. And then once they give you the general answer, then you can get into specifics. Like, hey, I'm looking for single families, $250,000 or more, no more than a $50,000 rehab. And, I'm looking to make 30 grand per deal as my profit. So now my question, if someone said that to me, was, okay, cool. Now you said no more than $50,000 in rehab. That's fine. I got that. But does it matter what that $50,000 includes? Like, what if it's a roof? What if it's foundation? What if it's electrical? What if it's plumbing? Is that okay if as long as it's not more than $50,000, or do you want me to exclude any of those? That's the specifics that I would get. Yeah, we can't both talk at the same time, dude. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I would do to start. And all of you, that's what all of you should do to start your buyers list. And then for you, Julian, since you're trying to kind of hone in what you're working on and what you're not, by getting their buy boxes first, you can eliminate certain people that you're just never going to call. If someone says, hey, I love hybrid deals. Okay, well, you don't want to do hybrids, so you ain't going to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Put them on a separate list, but you should still have their buy box in case you come across one. What I would do, unless you guys want to, and like I said, my ex was very thrifty, so I don't spend money if I don't have to. Get a Google Sheet, label it at the top, buyer name, phone number, email, whatever, buy box, and then at the bottom, make another tab and have one tab for each type of buyer. Here's my land buyers, that's one tab. Here's my cash buyers. Here's my creative buyers. Here's my land or my commercial buyers, whatever. And then you can start getting like super technical if you want, but I don't want to overload you guys. That's enough for now.
Thank you so much. That helps a lot.
No problem. Amber, what's up?
Yes. How do you feel about lacrosse? You know much about that market?
What is healthcare?
I thought you were gonna Ebon, mute yourself real quick. I thought you were talking about the clothing brand for a second. I don't know where that is. Where is that? I don't do geography.
Wisconsin.
What's the population? Where is that? Is that like farmland?
That's the thing. I heard about it earlier on Flip by Rick or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm. Flip with Rick.
Yes, exactly. He's awesome. But anyway, yeah, he mentioned it, and somebody else was saying, I probably whatever. I'm not like that anymore. I whatever. I'm not. Shut up, Amber. So if I guess what he was saying was that actually not many people know about it, but it is an excellent market for what we do. And I wanted to see if you had some insight on it before I kind of pivoted over there.
No, I don't know a whole lot about Wisconsin.
Okay.
I know Milwaukee's a good market, but the only reason I know that is because that's where Calvin's at. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I know Green Bay is probably a good market for short-term rentals because there's a big stadium over there and they like football. But other than that, I don't know anything about Wisconsin.
That's about it. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. If the population is good or if it's close to a big population area, I mean, if they say it's good, try it. I say go for it. You know me. If there's even a 1% chance you can get it done, do it.
I'm about to let you know right now. Hold on. It says 51,000, and that was 2023.
Okay, so it probably went up a little bit. It's probably like 53 now, maybe 55. That's kind of low. What's the closest big city? Or what's the closest? Yeah, you did say that, right? Yeah, what's the closest big city?
Have you ever heard of Eau Claire?
I was hoping you were going to say Milwaukee.
No, and I don't know either. That's why I'm asking now. But let me see. Nearest.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What is your comfort level with attempting to dispo a deal?
Oh, I mean, I've done it before, so I would say it's maybe 7 out of 10.
Then I say go for it. If you've got, because here's the thing, like I don't know those guys personally, and I don't know anything about Lacoste, What is it?
Look, it's lacrosse.
Okay, I don't know anything about that place, but if they say it's good, then try it. I mean,
Right, okay.
you won't know until you try it. Try it, and let me
Yeah.
know. I'm curious if it's good.
And
Maybe
it-
we'll all move it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's what I'm not. Please, guys, don't do that. But it says Minneapolis, Minnesota, or Milwaukee are the nearest biggest location.
I mean, that's pretty centralized, depending on how far away those cities are. So yeah,
Okay.
I say go for it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Does anybody else have a question or need direction with anything?
I do have a question.
What's up, dude?
Can you tell me a little bit more about no accent callers? What
yeah.
exactly do they like? How much do they cover? What's their scope of work?
It's a VA company, so you can hire. So a VA stands for virtual assistant, and you can hire a VA to do anything you want them to do. But these their VAs, I believe, you can hire a VA to, send out contracts for you, or follow up on your emails, or send emails, or whatever whatever you don't want to do. But their cold callers specialize in getting leads for wholesalers. And the reason why I like NAC is because the people, at least the VAs that I've ever heard or talked to, or had to, because I've trained a couple, they don't have an accent. So, and that's a big help. Like, that's a big help. Here in the United States, this is scam capital of the world. So anytime we pick up the phone and we hear an accent, our wall goes up, because we assume it's a scam. But if the accent, like a lot of their cold callers or VAs or whatever, they sound like New York accents, New Jersey, or things like that, and still very subtle, but I'm from New York, so I know what that accent sounds like, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds like that. Like, you from Brooklyn? Like, it sounds just like that. That's why I think that's a huge edge. That's a huge edge.
Okay.
But yeah, they'll pretty much do anything a virtual assistant can't do. They just specialize in cold calling.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I mean, I'm not sure. Is there anywhere we can like check out there? Is there like a CRM attached to them, or because I remember hearing, I'm not sure who was on earlier, but he said he was getting leads from no accent calls, like they were sending him actual leads, and
yeah,
I'm not sure if that's attached to like some sort of CRM, or is that just them kind of like sending them leads out of the blue?
No. So I have I've got a little bit of information on this. So I don't work for no accent callers, but I have worked with them enough to know how their system works. So with whatever their package is for cold call, for wholesaling cold callers, they will set you up with however many cold callers you want, and how the amount of cold callers you have will determine how many leads you get per day. If you have 2, then obviously you'll get double than if you only have 1. And then you also get a CRM. Their CRM is through Go High Level. They set it up for you. They set up the triggers. They set up the automations. The only thing that you have to, I don't think maybe they do it. I don't know. The only thing you probably have to set up is if you want calling to happen from your CRM, like you don't want to hand dial, I believe you have to set that up. But other than that, they set up everything else for you. So at any time one of your VAs would get a lead, it would just automatically pop up in that CRM, and then you get a notification on your phone or in your email, like, hey, you have a lead, go call it.
Okay, that makes sense. And then last, I think that's pretty much all my questions for the most part. Do you know the pricing, or do you know where I can find like pricing for that?
I can get you a link to the guy's calendar who can explain it. I have no idea.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I don't know what they charge. I do know that it's like a gym, or I don't even know if they still do that. God, you are dating yourself. I don't know if they still do this at gyms or anywhere where they have you sign a contract for membership. But if you sign a contract for a longer length of time than just month to month, then you get a discount. But even then, I don't know what it is.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it.
No worries. Daryn, what's up, bro?
I was just about to say it, and then it just like completely slipped out my mind.
Yeah, and as soon as we hang up, it'll pop back up.
Oh yeah. Does prepayment, does that mess up your cash flow, or it's like it depends on the situation, like how?
Well, when you say prepayment, you mean like a prepayment penalty?
Yeah. What is
No,
that?
no. A prepayment penalty is something that. Okay, so let me explain. This might be a little dry, but I'll do my best. When you go to buy a property and you do it traditionally, meaning you go to a bank, you give them all your information, and then they give you a mortgage, right? So the way that banks make money is if you buy a house for $100,000 and then the bank gives you the money for that, so you're paying them every month, that's your mortgage payment. Well, because there's interest and fees and stuff attached to the mortgage, in 30 years, when you pay that off, you will have paid like closer to $300,000 for the house, depending on your interest rate.
Yeah.
So that's how banks make their money. They loan you $100,000 to buy a house. You pay them back $300,000 because of the interest rate, the fees, and everything.
Yeah.
So a prepayment penalty, a bank will put in saying, hey, we don't want you to pay us off early. Because if you pay them off early, they don't make any money.
Yeah.
But usually prepayment penalties are at most, I think, 5 years. And I think on average, they're about 2.
Okay.
So
So
they're about 2 years, but that has no bearing on us or our investor, because our investor doesn't want to pay off the balance early anyway. If it's a good interest rate and the deal's cash flowing, that's why they don't like balloons.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. So basically, it don't matter to us.
No. If they have a prepayment penalty, that doesn't matter to us in the slightest.
Huh. When it comes to I'm debating whether to do like sub 2 or seller finance. I'm not sub 2 or hybrid.
For what?
For this listing, so it costs. They listed it for 420, and the loan balance is 276. I feel like a hybrid, it would be. No, you can do a hybrid for this, but wouldn't it be better cash flow wise if I went sub 2?
They're listing it for how much?
420, and the loan balance is 276.
Let's see. I think I know you well enough to know you probably would give them what, 20, 25 down?
Ideally, I probably want to be probably like 15.
Okay. All right, greedy. Here's the thing though. Regardless, all right, here, I'll do it. Let's do it this way. Let's say you gave them the max, right, which is about 40 grand. Then you would still have a seller finance amount of like $100,000. So you would have to basically talk them into taking 40 grand and then leaving $100,000 on the table if you wanted to talk them into doing a sub 2.
Mm-hmm.
So more than likely, I mean, I'm not trying to doubt your ability, but most of the time people aren't going to just give away 100 grand if they don't have to. So it's probably going to be a hybrid. Straight up, it's probably going to be a hybrid.
The only reason I thought it might work as sub 2 is because we was talking, right, and he brought up mortgage. I was like, oh, so you guys are still making mortgage on the house? Then he was like, yes. And I was like, oh, okay, so you probably have to structure it where I can take over your mortgage payments and still pay you out. And then he was like, oh yeah, my sellers are open to a sub 2. I was like, huh. So it's either he don't really know, he's thinking of a hybrid as a sub 2, or he actually means a sub 2.
No, it's probably he just misspoke.
Okay.
He probably just misspoke.
Hey, can we run the numbers on the live? I got
on a who?
On the live or on right now.
What, for the one we just talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of just did. Oh, you were talking about like the cash flow and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and cash at me $30. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so $420,000. You said this was 276, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the monthly payment?
2060.
2060
Yeah.
interest rate?
He didn't give me an exact one, but he said it was closer to 7. And so I was like, let's say 6.7.
All right.
I don't like how 7 looked though. That don't matter.
No, it doesn't matter if it's 7. You know what I mean? It's not like we can change it.
So let me do the math.
No, it's $124,000 if
Oh,
we
the
give
hell.
them $20,000 down. And then what'll it rent for?
Shit. 2,400. But it's
Oh,
short term.
okay, that's right.
Yeah, short term is 3,800.
Oh, that's better.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a lot better. Realtor commissions?
Nah, I don't do that.
All right. And then what's the
You gonna sell it fine.
Yeah, I caught it. I got it. Okay, I got it. All right, so let's see. 2060. We had this at 7. Oh, that's right. We're over here. Ooh. That's all. Well, if we look at it in terms of cash flow, I don't want you guys to do this yet until you got a full understanding of what the hell I'm doing. If you have to ask me what the hell I'm doing, then don't do it. It's $400 a month.
Wait.
So, which means realistically, that's all you can do. You can give them $100 a month. That's it.
That's dollars a month.
You can give them $100 a month on the $124,000, and you can tell them, "Hey, dude, I know it's not a lot, but I can pay you off in 3 years." Just give them.
Oh, that's exactly what they wanted. If they want enough money to cover, but they was like, "Oh yeah, I'm set on 2,000 a month," and that's when I started digging deeper. I was like, "Why?" We wasn't cash flow, and they was like, "Oh, because they're still making payments on the house." So I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." So, but how much money are they making a month on? That's 3,700.
Yeah, it's a little over $100 a month. $112 a month.
Yeah, they only cash flow 300.
Yeah.
The entry fee low.
The entry fee is low. Yeah, I mean, you might be able to get somebody to move. Where's it at? What city?
Hillsboro. It's in Central Florida.
You might be able. You might, and I'm telling you right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be a grind. It's tight. This deal's very tight.
What if I gave them? Wait, so if we're paying them $100 a month for three years, how much they making? Like $4,000, $3,000 in that 3
Ooh.
years?
$1,200 a month, $3,600 in those 3 years.
Yeah. So if they're making 3,600, why can't we just do no monthly payment?
You can, but
Give
you have to sell that to them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like the best way for like it would make sense for both parties, the investor and so we're making the mortgage payment for them. Give them 20. Wait, so if they listed it for 420, they're expecting to make like 100K off this.
Yeah, 124.
Yeah.
No,
man.
I'm sorry. No, it's not. It's 144 because I gave them 20,000 on the down payment.
Huh.
So it's actually 100. They have $144,000 in equity. That's what I'm saying. So the real estate agent probably just misspoke. They didn't mean sub 2.
But that 100 a month can't work though, and they wanted a 3-year balloon.
I mean, if you can close it, you got a chance to move it. What city is it in again?
Hillsboro.
Where is that? Is that North Carolina?
Nah, Central Florida.
Oh,
Should be near Tampa.
I told you guys how to do geography.
You said it's near Tampa?
Yeah, Tampa is Hillsborough County, so that has to be close to Tampa.
Oh shit, it does say Tampa right there.
All right now.
Wait, so I'm confused though. So
about what specifically?
The LTV got to be because if in those 3 years we're only paying 3,600, you only pay down the loan by nothing basically.
By 36 by about $4,000. So at the end of everything, the buyer would owe the seller $120,000.
That's not good.
I mean, that depends on the buyer.
Yeah. You're
What
right.
we've typically found is that if you're under $150,000, you can get away with a 3-year balloon.
But don't they need at least like 70% for the bank to even allow them to? Like,
Well, what's just because the property is it's 70% of what it's worth. They're going to do an appraisal when it comes time to do the refinance. So, what condition is the property in?
turnkey.
But flipped or turnkey?
It was flipped.
Okay. Then it's probably really close to that. So, for the buyer to understand, and if he wants to do it, or maybe he's got liquid cash and he's like, I don't need to refinance this thing, I'll just pay him off. You know, we don't know what people got.
Yeah.
So, but I did say it's gonna be a grind to get this
All
thing
buyers.
moved. But
All buyers.
technically it fits. It cash flows.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, 20 down, 3-year balloon. Why 3-year balloon?
Hey, if that's what they want, it fits. Don't question it. Just
But why did you say 3-year balloon?
that's what popped in my head, so I said it. It's listed $150,000. So
Yeah, you're right.
cool.
This gonna suck. Yeah, cool.
Alex, what's up, man?
What's up, Sean? How you doing today?
Fantastic. What can I do for you?
So I have this deal. I'm just not sure because I'm just not sure how to navigate it. So she has it listed for 297,000. It's in.
Wait a
El
minute.
Paso.
Wait a minute. Am I underwriting this deal, or are you just telling me what's going on?
I'm just telling you what's going on to see like what would you think will be the best route? Because I had an
All right.
I was gonna give you my opinion, but I wanted your expertise on it. So she has a listed for 297,000, and she owes 208 or 209,000. So I was thinking like subject to, but I'm pretty sure she's not upside down, and she wants that 80,000 worth of equity. So I was thinking like maybe offer her to make payments on the equity.
Yeah, that would be a hybrid.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a hybrid. So what we would do is we would subject to the mortgage. And if you want to use the calculator, you can use this section here on the inputs page. You put in the mortgage, you put in the monthly payment, you put in the interest rate, put in the down payment that you want to give them. And then once you subtract you take the price that they were selling it for, you subtract the mortgage balance, you subtract the down payment, and whatever's left will be the seller financed amount. And then you put in your rent like normal, and then you go here, and if the deal you got to put your numbers in here too, but as long as the deal cash flows here or here, if you're going to run as a short term, and your entry fee percentage is good, then yeah, the deal works. You just make sure you look at the cash flow, and it's cash flowing at least $300 a month.
Okay. Thank you, Sean.
No problem. Let me know if you need any help.
Sure.
All right. Does anyone else have a question?
Oh wait, I did have that one from yesterday. Remember, I messaged you and we're supposed to get on a one-on-one, but I think just I don't know what happened yesterday.
I told you to message me 5 minutes beforehand, and you didn't.
Oh, yeah, because we're on. I believe you're in Kentucky, and I'm in California, so it's like.
Oh yeah, you're on.
Yeah, I'm on Pacific time. So this guy, I don't know what to do here, but I feel like it might be decent. So
do you have the numbers? We can just underwrite it right now.
yes.
All right.
So
what were they originally selling it for?
okay, so they're listed at 346, but he owes 339.
He owes 339.
Yes, and he doesn't want to do subject to, and he doesn't want to do seller finance.
Oh, that makes it easy. So he wants to do cash only.
Yeah,
Okay. And you said it's listed for how much? 354?
346.
346. And how much work does it need?
That's turnkey.
Turnkey as in it's flipped
Yeah, it's already renovated, everything.
Okay. And how much money do you want to make on it?
I'll be cool with like at least 5-10, honestly.
Alright. We'll put in 10. The most you can offer him is 197,000 cash. This is on market, right?
Yeah, it's on market.
Yeah, $197,000 cash. Because it's turnkey, you could probably get away with 200,000.
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, like you gotta, because he has 2 mortgages. He had to move to Florida, so I'm like, I was thinking like, wouldn't a novation be the best thing, or
No,
no?
you can't novate a property that's already on market because that's essentially
Oh,
what a novation is.
okay.
A novation is instead of a real estate agent putting it on market on behalf of the seller, a real estate agent is going to put it on market on behalf of us because we have a contract with the seller that says we can do so.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, you're gonna walk away with like I was like subject to would be the best thing for him because he's literally walking away because since he has to pay the realtor too, he's not gonna make that much, but he's like he doesn't care. I'm like, all right,
You want me to be honest with you?
leave it alone.
Yep. You dodged that bullet because that would have been a headache. I mean, don't get me wrong. If the deal worked, you would have got paid, but apparently it's not going to go there because some people, you can only help people who want to be helped.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. Anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. Cool. Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, Sean, can I walk you through my thinking real fast, like how I'm thinking to structure this offer?
Yeah. Which one? Do you need me to punch it in or are you just going to tell me?
You can punch it in.
All right. What kind of deal is it?
All right, so it would be a hybrid. Yeah, it's gonna be a hybrid. So the mortgage is
Wait, what are they listing it for?
370.
370?
Yeah, 370.
Okay.
The mortgage is
Seeing it right now.
250.
How you
Hold
know
on
this
one
person?
Hey, whoever that is,
Umbrella,
thank you. Okay. So you said they're selling it for 370. What is the mortgage balance?
255.
Okay. What are you giving them for a down payment? Oh,
20.
20? Okay. Said the mortgage balance was 255,000. So then that would be 113,000. What's the monthly payment?
2,300.
Okay. What's the interest rate?
The same location as the other one, so I'm guessing probably 7.
Okay.
But they substituted it though. Who would want to substitute that higher interest rate?
If the interest rates were higher at the time that they substitute it. Like right now. So the cycle that we're on right now, the last time the interest rates were good, they were between 2 and 4% on average. Now they're a lot higher. But if it was the other way around, and back then they're at 6% and now they're at 2%, then yeah, I would sub to it. Because then the next upswing, the interest rates are going to be much higher. And then I wouldn't be able to get the property. Or at least have a cash flow, whatever my exit strategy is. What's the LTR?
2,600. Short term is 3,800.
Oh, is this the one we just went over?
It's in the same area. This is a
Okay.
different scenario. So the mortgage, so they substituted. So they put in around 50K in work. So they would break even if we offer 305. That's why they listed it for 370. So they're looking to make like 70,000 profit. And they said they at least want some equity out of it. So actually, no, this shit just wouldn't work regardless.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Like even giving them $100 a month.
Yeah, just
You gotta. I mean, and it's unfortunate, but you let them know, like, hey guys, I ran the numbers, and I'm not trying to. It's not. I'm trying to screw you over, but
it took me saying that out loud.
it's just. What do you mean?
I said it took me to say that out loud to understand.
Yeah, you should say that out loud. Oh, you mean it took you saying, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right.
Like,
Everybody's process is different.
yeah, it's 30. Okay, I'm gonna send them a cash off 50% of what they listed for.
You can do that too. All right. Does anybody else have a question? Oh, wait, hold on. Daryn, was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have a question? All right. Cool. I will let you guys go for the night. I'll be in Discord. What time is it? It is 6 o'clock my time. So I'll be in Discord in about an hour or so. If you guys need any help, just shoot me a message or at me in the Discord. Otherwise, you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you later. See ya.